Morning po. Good morning to everyone. One second. Alright, so again, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. So for those who don't know me yet, ako nga po pala si Elaine Solomon from Verbum Dei, Quezon City po. So, I joined the community 2011. So, more or less, 13 years na pong nagpapasaway sa mga misyonera at misyonera dito. No? And in my 13 years in this community, no, paulit-ulit ko na pong naririnig yung mga talks ng life and love, God the Father, your life is for love, your life is the dwelling place of God. No, yun yung inaaral natin no, sa SOA. Ilang beses na po, no, na nadaanan ko ito, ang ideal stage sa SOA. Paulit-ulit ko na rin naririnig that I am loved because I was created by love Himself. Pero, in my first years here, I can't help asking, how come? No? Kaya siguro ilang beses kong napagdaanan yung ideal stage ko. How come that I am created for love and to love, but my heart is full of hatred? How come that my life is a dwelling place of God, but I am so full of my ambitions, no, my plans, my own dreams? How can I be the daughter of God if my life is full of darkness and emptiness? It says in the St. Paul's letter to the Romans, because those people refuse to keep in mind the true knowledge about God. Now, later on, after this how many questions, I realized all these teachings, lahat ng tinuturo, ng Verbum Dei, ng catechism namin, pinapakinggan ko lang. No? I only listen to it, but I am not assimilating it. Or should I say, I refuse to keep all the lessons in my brain. No? Kagaya nga nung sabi sa verse, people refuse to keep in mind the true knowledge about God. Ayaw nating pakatandaan no, kung ano at sino nga ba si God sa mga buhay natin. We are forgetting what and who love is. Well, bata pa lang po ako, pinapakilala na ng mga tao sa paligid ko kung sino nga ba si God. My family is not a religious one, but I have this one uncle, isang uncle lang, na always niya kaming ini-invite to serve kasi siya lang yung nag-iisang nagsiserve sa simbahan, sa pamilya namin. So, lagi niya kami pinipilit na mga pamangkin niya, mag-serve kayo. So, yung dalawa ko pong kapatid na lalaki, altar server sila. And kaming dalawa ng ate ko, naging choir. Kasi napilit ng tito ko. Ganun. So, maliit pa lang ako, ma-attend na rin ako ng catechism. Kasi, mahilig ako mag-color-color, puro color-color doon eh. So, bata pa lang ako na I have this knowledge na of who God is. I know for sure who I am serving. So technically, even before joining Verbum Dei, I am already living out this project of God in my life. But my biggest question is why? No? I always question God. Why? If I am living the life that God had planned for me, then why do I feel empty? Why am I still in darkness? And it says in Romans 7:22, my inner being delights in the law of God, but I see a different law at work in my body. No? My inner being delights in the law of God, but I see a different law at work in my body. There is this contradiction, of what's inside my heart and of what I am doing. I know that I was made to love, but my heart is still full of hatred. I know that God made me whole, but I feel so broken. Most of you know here, na I came from a broken family. My mom and my dad got separated when I was 6 years old. It was a tragic core memory for me. At my young age, I helped my siblings throw out the clothes of my dad outside. Sa pintuan, sa bintana, we are throwing it all outside. All I know is, galit kami kay Papa. Yun lang. Sinaktan niya si Mama and we need to kick him out of our house. I grew up having that in my mind. No hatred. Hate towards our Papa who broke our family. I was 6 years old. So I literally grew up broken. You know, we all know the significance of having a complete family. No? Having a mother figure, a father figure. So I grew up having this part of me missing. So even after hearing all these talks, they're really good talks of very good disciples and missionaries here. After hearing all those, I still can't accept it. I still find it hard to accept it. I find it hard to understand it fully. Looking back, I can only see myself as someone full of hatred. It feels like it runs through my blood. Hating became normal in my life. One simple mistake of someone, I will easily get mad. One unfulfilled promise, I will cut you off. I don't trust anyone, aside from my mom and my siblings. I don't easily trust people. And I tend to cut people off when they are becoming a threat to my being. And I realized, that is where emptiness and darkness is coming from. I am supposed to be loving, understanding people around me because I am made by love. But because of this one tragic memory, nagalusan yung pagmamahal ko. And that gallows, that wound became a very deep wound. The kind of wound na kahit healed na, kahit magaling na, sumasakit pa rin. I don't know if meron dito na-operahan na. I heard from mga tao na na-operahan, went through operation, na the wound from the operation daw, even if healed, in time, they still feel, it still aches, sabi, especially yung mga nanay, Kapag lumalamig daw yung panahon, it still aches. I'm not sure kung tama. Di pa ako na-operahan. Huwag na sana. So perhaps, it's not really healed pa talaga. It might look totally healed outside, but the deepest wound, hindi pa rin talaga. So it's really important that we need to cure the wounds from within in order for us to live a life in full. I remember when I was in grade 5, I noticed na yung mata ko, lumalabo na siya. So akala ko dahil nasa huling upuan ako, last row, always, apelido ko po ay Solomon. So, palaging nasa huling upuan, nasa huling row. Kaya I need to go in front, para makita ko yung pinapakopya sa blackboard. Wala nung bata dito, Pero nung time kasi namin, kukopyahin ko pa lahat ng pinakopya sa blackboard. Ngayon, picture-picture na lang. So, hindi ko pinansin yun noon, na tuwing magsusulat na lang kami, nasa unahan akong pwesto, nasa sahig ako sa harap ng blackboard. Hindi ko pinansin kasi mama ko lang nagpapaaral sa akin and we don't have money pa-check up, we don't have money for eyeglass. And pangalawa is, hindi maganda na naka-eyeglass ka nung time namin. Tatawagin kang nerd. Kaya nagpa-check. But when I was working na, nung nagtatrabaho na ako, I was on my way home, and incidentally, I took a wrong jeepney. I was shocked when I saw the outside. No, it's not the right way. So because I did not see the signage, sumakay lang ako ng jeep. And there are times then na I am late na pero I cannot ride the jeepney kasi nga I'm aware na baka mali ng signage yung masakyan ko. So nakakalagpas na yung jeep bago ko pa makita, ayun pala yung jeep na nasakyan ko because of my poor eyesight. No? So then I decided to have my eyes checked. Turned out, yung grado ng mata ko is already 120 that time. And pinagalitan ako ng doktor. Sabi niya, ang taas na ng grado mo, di dapat ganito yung grado ng first time magpa-check. Sabi niya sa akin, bakit mo pinatagal? Bakit ngayon ka lang nagpa-check? And today, it's already 3:50. Yes, and I need to upgrade it na. So if only I was able to have it checked the very first time na na-notice ko yung symptoms, it might have been corrected. No? May mga friend ako na correction eyeglasses lang yung gamit nila. And now, back to 20/20 vision na sila. So, now all I want for Christmas time, all I want is my 20/20 vision to be back. So, we all have that one thing that we shouldn't be doing, but we are still doing. There's a lot to mention. But I would like to share one common for everybody here. No? For every people. Cheating. No, cheating. For students, cheating during the exams. No, we are aware that it is bad. Alam natin hindi tama na mag-cheat sa exam. But we still do it. Why? Because our classmates are doing it. So we do it na. And for adults, no, cheating also. Sa mga nagda-diet, strict diet dito. Marami ako naririnig cheat day ko muna ngayon, isang araw lang. No? Yung kinakain natin yung bawal, kahit alam naman natin na bawal yun. And for those who have partners, no, the one we promise to be with through thick and thin. First, it starts with white lies. We all know that white lies are not that bad. But still, it's a lie, diba? Sabi nga, they only do it to keep the marriage. But still, diba, pagsisinungaling pa rin. And filing up those little white lies, baka hindi naman notice na malalaking lies na yung masasabi natin sa partner natin. Hanggang sa mauwi na, wag naman po sana sa ating family dito, sa cheating with a third party included. And for both of adults and young ones, no, spending time with your phones, no, scrolling in your phones. Especially now na puro reels na yung lumalabas sa ating mga social media. No, ako, very guilty ako dito talaga. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, just few videos lang para maaliw lang, matanggal lang yung stress from work, ganyan. Tapos magliligpit na ako ng bahay, mag-aayos na ako. But then, naubos na yung oras ko, scroll, hanggang sa gabi na kailangan ko na palang matulog. Wala na ako nagawa. Another thing is staying late outside. So, for the students, we know na may curfew, pero uuwi pa rin ng late. Why? Because our friends are doing it also. No, our group of friends are doing it. And we are enjoying our time with them. And for us Catholic followers, disciples of Jesus, not going to Sunday Mass for some reason. some of the things that are abnormal, that becomes normal, because everyone is doing it anyway. But can you remember the first time na nag-cheat ka? No? Nakakakaba, di ba? Baka mahuli ni teacher, baka masuspend. Pero eventually, it became normal. Na naging group cheating pa nga. Oh, ikaw dito sa part na to, ikaw dito sa chapter na to, ikaw dito, tapos sa exam, sama-sama na lang tayo, ganon. And you remember the first time you missed Sunday Mass. Guilty tayo, di ba? Magkukumpisal pa in order for us to receive full grace in the next Eucharist na atenan natin. Until we prioritize other things na every Sunday. Can you recall the very first time that you were out late? Nandiyan yung kaba na baka hinahanap ka na ng nanay mo, baka pag-uwi mo, nasa labas na yung mga gamit mo. Pero, uwi ka pa rin ng late. No? Having this mindset. Yung sermon ng 10 p.m., pareho lang yan ng sermon pag umuwi ka ng 6 a.m. Kaya magpapaumaga na lang, ganun. Huwag magpaumaga daw, umuwi lang ng umaga. Napansin niyo ba, the very first time we do such things, yung mga bagay na yun, may kirot sa atin, no? May kaba. Bakit? Kasi we are aware, no? Our mind is aware that we are not supposed to do those. And that kirot, no? That is the little voice inside us saying, no, don't do that. May boses na nagsasabi sa'yo na hindi tama yan. Wag. Pero, hindi mo sinunod. And that voice, we call it the conscience. It says in Gaudium et Spes number 16, in the depths of his conscience, man detects the law which he does not impose upon himself, but which hold him to obedience. Conscience is equal to obedience. It is the voice of God within us. Sinasabi niya sa atin yung tama, yung mabuti, pero hindi natin siya sinusunod. We tend to block those voices. We tend to mute it at mas nananalo yung evil voice within us. And then, we tend to justify and make more excuses. Yan. Lahat naman nag-cheat, di ba? Lahat naman nagkokopyahan. Sino ba hindi? Nag-cheat lang naman ako for good grades. Minsan lang naman ako lumabas ng bahay. Sulitin ko na. Naglinis naman ako eh. Ginawa ko naman lahat ng kailangan kong gawin sa bahay. Nagpa-good shot naman ako kay mama, kaya okay lang maging late. And everyone's telling lies anyway, no? And it is for the sake of the relationship. That's just a girl, I still love my wife and my kids. Sila pa rin naman yung nasa puso ko. I am not the only one doing this. Sabi pa nga ng isang kilala ko, at least umuwi pa rin ako sa bahay. Hindi nag-uuwi ng iba sa bahay. And okay lang na hindi umattend ng Mass. Bawi na lang sa susunod na Sunday, no? The Lord is a God of mercy anyways. Naiintindihan niya. We tend to justify our excuses, diba? Hanggang sa ulit-ulitin na lang natin yung mga bagay na yun. And this little voice inside us becomes just an echo. We don't listen to it anymore until these bad habits becomes just normal in our life. What's abnormal becomes normal. Yung sinasabi nga nila no, after the pandemic, this is the new normal. This new normal is not the life that God wants us to live. And may isa pa nga ako na naalala ko lang na excuse ng lahat, the greatest excuse, tao lang naman nagkakamali. Pero also, bukod sa mga nabanggit ko, there are also these underlying excuses. I don't know if that's really a term, pero underlying excuses in making decisions in our life. Like for example, choosing the course pagpasok mo ng college. Take ako ng engineering kasi engineer yung tatay ko. Magme-medicine ako kasi buong pamilya namin doktor. And or sometimes, we have this lasinggerong kaibigan, a drunkard friend of ours. Yung hindi kayang mabuhay ng walang alak, simpleng problema, magtatawag, tara inom, tara shot, Pero we don't know, maybe kasi sa bahay nila, he grew up that way, diba? Yung tatay niya, pag-uwi, palagi nagiinom. And minsan, kapag mapanakit yung mga magulang, physically, tendency is yung mga bata, yung mga anak, is ganun din. I have this one friend, who always curse people around her. Who always say bad words, Parang palagi na lang siyang galit. Pero when I was able to visit their place, to meet her family, everyone is like that pala. Yung sigawan siya for me, pero sa bahay nila, it's normal. It's just normal na pag-uusap. Yung pakikipag-away, lagi ka na lang dapat panalo ka, ganun. Dapat pala sa kanila araw-araw ganun. So sometimes, unintentionally, we are repeating the bad decisions in our lives. Kasi yun yung akala natin tama. Yun yung nakalakihan natin na tama. And that is why it is very important that we take care of our conscience. It is like a weighing scale of gold. Have you seen it? Sa mga nagpapaponsya, meron pala tayo dito from Palawan. Yung nakakita na kayo ng weighing scale of gold. I have this someone kasi sa internet na pinafollow ko. Sa kanya nauubos yung oras ko. Lahat ng videos niya. So, tumatanggap siya ng mga testing ng gold from her viewers. Ite-test ngayon kung totoong gold. And then, she will use this weighing scale to test yung value ng gold na yun. After testing if it is correct with grams. Gram ang chine-check. Tapos, that kind of weighing scale can detect milligrams. Even the smallest gold can detect that. But that kind of weighing scale, if we abuse it, if we break it can no longer detect anything. Kahit gano'n nakabigat yung ilagay mo, hindi na niya madedetect. Same with our conscience. It is the weighing scale of our gold, of our precious life. We need to take care of it so we can always determine the value of our life. And by not using or listening to our conscience, we have been disconnected to God, to the voice within us. And we are also disconnected to others. Dahil nakakasakit na tayo. We are hurting our teachers na ilang taon nagtrabaho, nag-aaral, to dedicate themselves para turuan tayo, but we are just cheating them. We are hurting our parents who are so worried about us. We are hurting our partner's feelings. And to ourselves, we are also hurting ourselves by not being true to ourselves. We have been disintegrated. Kaya di na natin naiintindihan yung sarili natin. Nag-breakdown, naguguluhan sa mga bagay-bagay. Instead of living a life with love, we are living it with depression. This time, my dear brothers and sisters, I wanted you to pause. Think of all those little things na akala natin normal, but it's really not. We heard in the song earlier, the slow fade. Thoughts invade, choices are made. A price will be paid when you give yourself away. People never crumble in a day. Now, with the thoughts invade, here's the evil voice telling us to do things that we are not supposed to do. And the voice of God, on the other hand, telling us what is the right thing to do. But still, choices are made. It will not end there. Choices are made. We still choose to listen to that evil voice. But it is not that evil voice who disconnected us from God and from other people. It is the choice that we made, our actions, because we gave ourselves away. Binigay natin yung sarili natin doon sa evil voice na yun. It is our choice. It is your choice. Your decision. People never crumble in a day. It's a slow fade. Our no to this little voice, our little no's to this little voice, kills our conscience, kills our connection with God, little by little. The more we don't listen to God, the more we get disconnected to Him. However, this slow fade that is happening in our life, if we recognize it, we can revert it. We can still bring back our identity, our value. We can still live a life full of love. There is still light in darkness. I have this one quote from the great philosopher that I carry with my daily life. Every night I have this. An unexamined life is not worth living. So this time, examine yourselves. Examine yourselves today. But this time, do it through the eyes of God. Imagine God looking at you and see how He's so concerned that you are not okay. You are not okay. God is telling you, you're not okay. And asking you, what happened to you, anak? What is happening to you? Do you know how beautifully and carefully I created you? This is not how I wanted you to become. This time to listen to that little voice and let Him tell you, everything. Let Him tell you that you are not okay. Listening is very important. Now, as I look back with my story that I shared, while I was doing this talk, I realized one thing. It is actually not the hatred that caused me to be away from my father. It is the not knowing Him and not listening to Him. We split ways with the family, 6 years old ako. So I really don't have this knowledge of who my father is. The only knowledge I have of him is that he hurt my mom. And that galit ako sa kanya. That's the only knowledge I know of him. But I was able to have time, now that I am an adult na, I was able to talk to my papa. What happened to them? Nangyari sa kanila ni mama, bakit ganon? And he shared his story to me as well. And somehow, I understood why those things happened. After a very, very long time of carrying that hatred, no? A listening heart lang pala is all I need. Let us all pray for a listening heart this time, no? A heart that listens and is willing to accept. It is important for us to dive deep on what's really the cause of our disconnection to God. Look deep in our hearts. What is it that's keeping you away from God? And look how Jesus suffers too in our decisions. Reconnect with Jesus, the life and the love. Try to recall all the moments that we thought, no, we are alone, but He is actually there. And recognize how bitter it is to leave His side. One last story. I've been away for a while from the community and from God. I left His side, and I am telling you, those were the darkest moment of my life. But do you know what? As I look back now, I saw that God actually allowed me to wander. He just allowed me. And then He came to me, with His limo to tell me, come on, hop in, uwi na tayo. He is the one who extended His arms to me and drew me out of my room, of that darkness. He knocked on my door and said, Ate, kape. He used the youth that I left behind to draw me out of that darkness. It is never too late. No? Open your door to that truth. Open your hearts and mind that the one who created you is the one knocking on your door. The very first one who loved you, who is loving you now, and who will love you forever. We can read Proverbs 15:3. The eyes of the Lord are everywhere, and He takes note of everything that happens. He watches over His lovers, and He also sees the wickedness of the wicked. No, He watches over us, His beloved. So let's talk to Him. We can also use Mark 10:46-52. This is the story of Bartimaeus, the blind man. He is a blind man who asked Jesus to bring back his sight. No, parang ako, bring back my 20/20 vision, Lord. He was on the roadside. We all know roadside, alanganin, especially in the highways. Pwedeng madisgrasya. Our decisions today might also bring us to that roadside. Or maybe we are now on that roadside. So let us all call upon Jesus. And when Bartimaeus was noticed by Jesus, sinabi ni Jesus sa mga tao, tawagin niyo siya, papuntahin niyo sa akin. When he heard it, when the people told him, tawag ka, pumunta ka daw sa kanya. Sabi niya, magalang ka kasi tinatawag ka ni Jesus. When he heard him, he stood up and he threw his cloak. This cloak, it's the outside garment during those time of Jesus. Let us also throw away our cloak. What is the cloak back of our time today? In comparison to the cloak of Jesus' time, it's our outside cloak. I have a friend na hindi uupo ng kanyang higaan hanggang di niya napapalitan yung outside cloak niya. So it's somehow like that. It symbolizes dirt or unclean. Maybe we also throw away our cloak this time. Our bad decisions, our bad actions, and stand up and go to Jesus. ask Him today to help us see our lives, to have a clear conscience, so we may be able to distinguish the bad and the good. Sorry, I wasn't able to prepare the kind question. So we have the passages that we can use for our prayer time, and try to really ask the Lord to give us His eyes this time, in order for us to see ourselves through the eyes of God, not only through our eyes, but through the eyes of God.